Maggie Haberman and Jonathan Swann's new book called Regime Change, about basically the first year or so of Trump being back in office, has come out with some pretty incendiary stories about what's happened in Trump's first year and a half in office. But the one that recently made people stop and say, what? Is the fact that Donald Trump couldn't remember the name of the man he supposedly hated and wanted his White House to investigate. Hates him so much, holds such a grudge against him, but golly gee, I can't remember who the fella is. According to the book, here's what happened. Donald Trump said, I remember there was this lawyer who was in the administration who said the election was fair and there's no fraud. Who was he? And then Stephen Miller was right there, and he goes, oh, it was the DHS guy. Yeah, that guy, the guy from Homeland Security. Well, Boris Epstein, one of Donald Trump's personal lawyers, was also in the room at the time. So he gets on the Google and looks up who DHS guy election safe. I don't know if those were the exact words he typed in, but I'm willing to bet it was probably something like that. So Epstein has to do a Google search so that the dementia president can remember the name of the man he hated. And he found it. It was Chris Krebs, who of course came out. Donald Trump said, go find all the fraud in the 2020 election. And Chris Krebs came back and said that it was the most secure election in American history. So Trump was pissed. He fired Chris Krebs immediately. And then, of course, January 6th and all that, whatever. But he couldn't remember the guy's name, and Epstein had to Google it to remember it. And then after he tells him the name, Trump goes, yeah, Chris Krebs. Whatever happened to him? He was a bad one. Take a look at him. This guy is a wise guy. He said we've proven this is the most secure election in the history of our country. Now this was a disaster. He's a fraud. He's a disgrace. And according to Haberman and Swann, a couple days after this thing happened, where Trump couldn't remember the name and Epstein Googled it and told Trump, a couple days after that, the Department of Homeland Security officially launched an investigation into Chris Krebs. Now, that was over a year ago, and obviously nothing came of that investigation, but it does prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that this administration has, of course, been weaponized to go after Donald Trump's political enemies. Now, we already knew that. I don't need you going out there like, we knew that was already happening. I get it. But many people in this country don't fully understand that. And when you hear stories like this and when you see the chain of events, Donald Trump has dementia, couldn't remember the guy's name. Somebody told him the name. Trump says, oh, yeah, I remember. Now I hate that guy. 2 days later, an investigation gets launched. It's pretty obvious what has happened here. And those are stories that the entire American public needs to hear about, whether we already knew about it, whether we know that he's weaponized it or not. These are stories that have to be repeated so that everybody can fully comprehend the scope of the weaponization and abuse of power that Donald Trump is engaging in the administration. That is something that has sullied the entire federal government. And this is a situation, you know how Trump has gone after all the people who investigated him? When the next president takes over, and I'm hoping to God it's a Democrat, but when that next Democrat takes over, they have to launch investigations too. And honestly, they're going to kind of have to do what Trump did. I hate to say it, but they're going to need to investigate the people who blindly followed Donald Trump's orders. We will need like Nuremberg-style trials for our own government. Like, well, I was just following orders. No, you knew it was wrong. You did it anyway. You're going to lose your job. I'm not saying we prosecute them, but we do have to weed these little spineless weasels out of the government and make sure they never work for the government ever again. Thanks for watching, and if you are not already subscribed to the channel, please do so, and do not forget to like and comment and share widely among your friends.